In this video, we're going to look at one of my favorite YouTubers, unironically one of my favorite YouTubers, Vegetable Police. Somebody asked me to do a video on how he said that carnivore, like the carnivore diet, ruined his life. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to watch this video right here. Funny story, that's not really that funny. What video did I watch? Anyway, this video. I watched this video, did like a 40-minute review of it, and then realized that like my streaming software wasn't working. So, fun fact, I have not watched this video, so we will take a look at that. For those of you who don't know anything about this guy, he is a longtime YouTuber. He was a YouTuber for like 10 years or something like that, and was vegan for most of that time. And I would say about 2 years ago, he made the switch to like carnivore or raw carnivore. And he like experienced all these health benefits because he's had health issues like his whole life. I think he has like Crohn's disease or something like that. He's got some weird stomach, bowel, something that seems to be from some hernia mesh that he had implanted. Anyway, whatever, it's a total mess. The guy's like, and basically his thing is he experiments with lots of different types of diets that like in an attempt to like clear up his skin and like reduce his stomach discomfort, let's just call it. And that's kind of like the crux of most of his videos. Okay, so like he was carnivore for a long time. If you go back and you watch those videos, like you'll notice that I think he looks much healthier and much more like mentally balanced. Not saying he's imbalanced or anything like that, but like more just kind of level-headed and just satisfied with life, I guess you could say. Now that said, he was also living in Thailand and getting lots of sun and like looking like he was like, it's just a more satisfying life, I think, living in Thailand than Canada, which is where he lives. Okay, so I have not seen this video. Oh, I can't believe I just did that other 40-minute video and it got destroyed. But yeah.
Hurts. Let's talk about it. My poo hurts. Let's talk about it. So this has been a fun couple weeks. Jesus, monkey love. Why don't monkeys love me? I managed to give myself full-blown ulcerative colitis back. I lost like 90 pounds. I'm tired. Help me. Why am I drinking the most acidic fruit known to man? It burns me. So basically I'm a moron. Lovable moron. And I know I'm allergic to dairy. Why would I take that in? I discovered it. Back in 2012, I ate a big block of sheep cheese. I had the worst colitis flare-up of my life, and I finally pinpointed. I was like, oh, that's why. Holy shit, I'm allergic to dairy. Once I stopped the dairy, I've never had another flare. It's 2019 now. It's been 30 years. I've been fine. I got curious about kefir. I keep hearing all these miracle stories of people healing their guts from kefir. Milk, kefir, the fermentation, the little grains are just so beneficial and everybody's curing everything. I'm like, maybe I can do that. I wanted to add in some more plants back, and I figure I need the beneficial bacteria. That's the ultimate way to do it. Can I handle the dairy though? Was the ultimate question. The ultimate answer is no. I cannot handle it. I bleed internally. As soon as I started eating it, I started getting cramps. That should have been a warning sign. I 100% am feeling some cramps from it. There's no doubt about it. But I feel like they're healing cramps. They're healing cramps. They weren't healing cramps. You jackass. Vegetable, please, I hate you. So I start getting cramps, and I'm like, alright, that'll pass. That's bound to pass. What passed was blood and demons. Demon blood. Out of my ass. I continued it because like day 3 in, I finally had like the perfect bowel movement. It was formed. I was like, okay, this is working. It's doing something good. And then it just got worse after that, progressively and diametrically. I don't know what that word means.
This is like an issue that you see a lot with vegans, or like specifically people who do Dr. Morse's diet. Like, it sounds like, if you've ever watched any of Dr. Morse's videos, talks about the lymphatic system and how like he's got a lot of weird opinions about stuff, and like when you first watch his videos, you're like, wow, this guy, like, he's just shooting these videos in his office. It's very low budget, very low tech. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. He's promising all these cures for these like crazy diseases. He talks shit about the medical community. So you think that like you should take his advice, right? But what you see is that, like, if you look at his Facebook groups, for example, you'll see people who are like, I've been doing Dr. Morse's cure thing for 6 months and like it's getting worse. Am I still going through the cleansing process? Am I still detoxing? It's ridiculous. So any of this healing cramps, or, you know, I'm getting healing headaches, or I'm still detoxifying from something. No, not wrong. But anyway, not to rip on him or anything. Anyway, let's just keep watching.
Did it fit? It didn't fit. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks into eating kefir every day, I noticed blood. Finally, I was like, is that blood? It was red, and I was like, what the hell? Oh, fuck. I was like, shit. So I just stopped immediately, but colitis is just this slow-growing illness that you can't just halt it. It's like, okay, I'll stop eating that thing, just stop. Oh, no, you can't. It's like a snowball downhill. It's not like acne where you can eat something terrible that you know gives you acne. Like nutritional yeast always gave me acne. I can eat that. Within 3 days, I'll break out. I can stop eating the yeast, and within like 5 or 6 days, those zits will go away, and then we move on with our life. But this is like, even if you stop, that train's in motion. So it's been going, I don't know how long, 3 weeks. My life's a blur. My life's a blur. It is so painful. I forgot how painful this illness is. It just feels like something's stuck in there, right above my ass, right where it leaves. That's where all the pain is, right concentrated there. In my bladder, I'm peeing fire. I pee fire. So I've just been so exhausted. Like, just imagine running to the bathroom like 20 times a day. Diarrhea.
So if you are pooping a lot, like you're pooping out something, right? Like what are you eating? If you're, okay, so like I learned this actually from watching the Snake Diet Guys videos. Like poop is waste, and if you are pooping a lot, that means you're eating too much, right? Which, like, as obvious as that sounds, that never occurred to me to think of it like that. But when you think about it, it makes sense. And for those of you who have ever, if you've ever done any fasts, right? If you've ever fasted for like, if you're lean and you've fasted, okay? At least if I'm lean and I fast and then I eat a fair amount of food afterwards, when I break my fast, I'll notice that my bowel movements are like not, there's not a lot there, right? There's like pretty much, I don't want to say nothing, like there is something obviously, but for the amount of food that I'm eating, you would expect a lot more waste to be there. And I think it's because your body utilizes so much more of the food that you don't need, like, there's just not a lot of waste because your body's just like so starving that, you're like, you don't have any more waste, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you saw him drinking the orange juice in the beginning of the video. Like, you're drinking orange juice and you're complaining about stomach pain. And granted, he does have this mesh thing in his body, which is not good. Like, that could probably, in all likelihood, is leading to a lot of his stomach discomfort and a lot of his health problems over the years. But again, if you're fasting, you're not going to be pooping 20 times a day. You know, you're just not going to. He's not a fat person. He's gaining a little bit of weight, but he's still lean. So you're eating too much. Anyway, when is he going to get to the point about not being carnivore?
A painful, bloody diarrhea where I'm thinking I'm going to pass out on the toilet. I'm just like, holy shit. And then I get up and I'm like, oh, okay. Initially, when I first saw the blood, I was thinking, can I heal this on the carnivore diet? So I just started eating meat like regular, and it was just so painful. I was like, there's no way. I can't, no way. I was always curious because I healed mine on the fruit diet. And the carnivore thing, once I was healed, felt pretty good in my gut. But while you're in a flare, don't even think about it. It's just rocks. So I just stopped eating meat. I did a juice fast for 9 days, 9 full John Rose days. I was gonna go the distance. I was dying. So tired. I was just like, something's got to change here. So I had a cantaloupe. We had fiber. It does make me bleed, but it's going well so far. So that's what I've been going through. We've been doing this 30 days of no diet talk, and I'm falling apart. My life is just crumbling, and I'm trying to like make happy videos about stuff, and I'm just like, you have to be warned about the kefir. Don't drink the kefir. So yeah, we have to cut that short. I got the blood test back. They are absolutely terrible. We'll go through that. So right now I'm no longer carnivore. My monkey ass has been vegan for like 13 days or something. I don't even know what.
Okay, obviously this video's in the past. By the way, the video that I did before was the blood test diet. I'm not doing that shit again. But what I will say about that video before I talk about what I was originally going to say is that blood tests are like a modern day palm reading. Okay, you present information or what you think is information to somebody who's supposed to interpret that information. You get results back, and then that person tells you what they mean. I don't want to say it's totally arbitrary, but it's got kind of the same vibe as a palm reading. And like at the end of the day, if you feel good, like who cares what your blood test says? Like if you actually feel good and you're able to perform at a high level and you're not chemically enhanced, then I think it's safe to like not care about your blood test results. However, in his case, this guy's obviously not feeling good. He's talking about pooping blood and being in pain all the time. Now, if you've watched, I happen to like watch his videos semi-regularly. He's like one of the few YouTubers who I will actually watch just because he's funny and like I just like his personality. But if you've ever watched any of his recent videos where he's talking about eating meat, number one, he's cooking the meat, which is going to be harder on your stomach than eating it raw. Number two, I saw a video of him putting so much ketchup on his meat. It was like covered, like actually covered in ketchup, which is it's not good for you. Like to say you're carnivore, and again, I don't want to be one of those autistic, like, you had a little ketchup, you're not really carnivore. But if you're cooking the meat, like carnivore, in my opinion, okay, the reason people get results from switching to carnivore or going carnivore is because the implication is that you're so strict and that you only eat meat that people cut out a lot of the processed shit food that they're eating. So it's not, and meat is generally more nutritious than processed shit food, right? But it's not optimal. Optimal is raw meat, optimal is raw eggs, and a little bit of raw dairy. This kefir, whatever, I don't even know how to say it, that he's eating, I'm assuming is coming from pasteurized milk, which is not good, especially if you have stomach issues. Like you should not be drinking pasteurized milk, even if you don't. It's just, I don't want to say empty calories, but it's pretty much just empty calories. There's nothing left in there. Okay, so again, like I'm not saying like you need to be carnivore, but like the correct move here is to fast until your stomach pain goes away. There's no point in eating. You're not going to cure anything in your stomach with additional food. It's not like you have stomach issues, stomach problems. Putting more food into your body is not the answer. Okay, the answer is withholding from food so that you give your body time to recover. And by the way, juice is considered food. So if you do a juice fast, that's like not the worst of both worlds, but you're not really solving the problem. You're just putting more food in your body, but you're putting less food than you actually need, so you just feel tired and shitty all the time, and probably spiking your insulin, which is going to make you even more tired. It's just not good. The right move, fast until your stomach doesn't hurt anymore, and then eat raw meat. Like this is like the answer for everybody for everything.
Path to take now. It's like I'm back on the healing path that I know should be healing. Fruits and veggies, antioxidants. It's like I'm kind of tired of doing the opposite diet, where like fruits and veggies are not healing, bacon is a superfood, cholesterol is amazing, #1. It's like, what have I been doing? I've been reading that medical medium book again, and a light bulb went off for me. Remember when I did the 21-day water fast in Thailand, and then I broke it with a raw egg, and then I died? Left my body. I had an appendix attack and it was just so painful, and I was like, oh my god. And I'm reading his book and he's saying colitis is caused by the shingles virus. Listen to this. He goes through, like, there's a couple different strains of it, and some prefer the lower extremities. He said one of the varieties causes leg numbness, and that's what happened to me. After that attack, my legs went numb, and I was like, what the hell's happened to me? Is this diabetic neuropathy? Like, I was getting worried. That's what I thought it was. But no, it's the shingles virus. That's what killed me in Thailand. That's, like, the water fast must have weakened me so much that the shingles virus just was having a field day and moving around in my colon. Then I fed it the eggs that it loved. It knew, it asked for the eggs. The shingles virus controls my brain, and it asked for the eggs, and then it ate them, and then it pooed on me, and then it died. That's what happened. That's the reality here. So I'm going back to the truth. I'm gonna dive deep into this medical medium
All right, so basically when he was in Thailand, he for some reason decided to do a 21-day water fast, not a snake juice fast. Like, he literally only drank water for 21 days, and he, those videos are on there if you want to watch them. When he decided to break his fast, he broke it with a raw egg, and he drank the raw egg, and he, like, immediately felt bad. Like, he said, like, he had, like, suicidal thoughts or something, like, right after he drank it. Ended up going to the hospital. They wanted to take his appendix out, but he like, said no and had to, like, sign a waiver and everything like that. And bottom line, like, in a couple days he was fine, and kind of, like, continued to break his fast with juice, just because from his experience he knew that juice, okay, it's not the healthiest thing in the world, but you're not going to die from it. It's not going to kill you like a raw egg would. All of this, like, shingles virus stuff like that, I don't know anything about that. It's possible. It sounds very bro sciencey, but that's not a bad thing, but, like, who really knows, not worth thinking about it too much. However, I will say there is something, just a little side note, there is something called a parasite cleanse, which I did, again, also when I was in New Zealand, where you take wormwood, cloves, and black walnut, and it's supposed to kill, like, all these parasites inside you, regardless of what they are. It'll kill, like, herpes or shingles and, like, all this stuff. So I did that, and I felt awful for 3 days, and then I felt great. So, like, for what it's worth, if you're worried about parasites, just a side note.
Protocol? Does he get his information from a ghost spirit that nobody can see but himself? Yeah, he does. So I see it. I believe him. I hear spirits myself.
Burn down your nearest church.
I will do that.
Join Scientology.
What? Burn what? The funny thing is, before I left to go to Thailand, I was doing that medical medium approach, and my digestion was better than it's ever been. Like, even on this carnivore diet, it's nice to not have any bloating and gas, but things were moving through me with such regularity, and, like, no pain. I was like, even though I'm eating, like, these harsh fibrous vegetables, and now it feels like I can't tolerate anything. So I was doing that for a while, and that's what made me go to Thailand. I was like, this raw food hippie shit is the truth, son. So I wanted to go to Thailand to do it better, but I ended up not doing it at all. I got addicted to restaurants. I did fruit for like 14 days. I ate lots of fruit, but I couldn't do the celery juice. I didn't buy a juicer. The celery was super expensive. It's like, I can do that better here, or organic food. It's like, what am I doing? What did I do? I wasted all that time in Thailand of a carnivore diet. So my plan is just do his protocol and get some of his supplements that target those viral activities. Like lysine destroys the virus. There's this one herb, lobelia. It's a flower, and it kills the shingles virus. I can't wait to get that. I'm gonna drink liters of it all day long. I need to kill these viral actions. So it's been a rough couple weeks, but we're back. We're back to something that makes somewhat sense. Ghost spirit teaches us about health, and we follow his advice. It's a good, solid plan. Do I look skinnier? I've lost like 20 pounds in 2 months, I think. Since upping the fat, and then it's just been a slow downward trend towards skeleton. Skeletons are handsome. That's what we're going for. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey, this carnivore thing. I feel like it was just such the wrong path. Like, I felt so many benefits from it, but I feel like it just damaged so many organs. So
that's a fair I don't want to say concern. It's not really a concern because I don't think that's actually what happened. I think what's actually happening is a few things. Number one, much less vitamin D than he was getting in Thailand. You can tell he's very pale in this. If you watch his earlier videos, he just doesn't look overall as healthy. And also, when you live in the West, and I made a video about this where I like compared all of these places that I'd been to and which ones were easier to be healthy in. Thailand was closer to the top. Southeast Asia in general is closer to the top. And the West, I specifically said America. I've never been to Canada, but it's pretty much the same place. Those are closer to the bottom because there's very good restaurants in the United States, and it's they have very good snacks. Like, it's very easy to get fat in America because there's so much like good tasting shitty food that you can eat, right? Also, his eating frequency, he's back to 2 meals a day, which I don't recommend, and he's eating cooked meat. And yeah, I mean, like, you know, you're not getting any sun, you're eating cooked meat twice a day, you're smothering it with ketchup. Like, what do you expect? You know, you're not as active as you were before, and you're going to, like, what I guess what I'm trying to say is that you can't say, oh, I have a problem today because of what I did a year ago. Like, in terms of health, okay, that doesn't, I guess, like, what I'm trying to say, because that doesn't make sense now that I listen to myself say it. You can't say I was carnivore for a year and I did a lot of damage to myself, even though I felt great at the time, and now I'm feeling the effects of the damage because I'm not doing what I was doing before, and now I feel bad, right? Is that possible? But is that what's happening? Or is it the fact that he's not doing that anymore that is making him feel bad? Does that make sense? Yeah.
I can't feel good promoting it anymore, and it feels good to be vegan again for now. We'll see what happens with all that. I would love to be like plant-based, but add in the mussels or the oysters instead of having to supplement B12 and DHA and all the certain things where you can just get that. There's probably undiscovered things in oyster clams that we need, and they're little rocks. They look like rocks. Who gives a shit? You can't be, it's cute. Oysters aren't cute, so it's okay to eat them. I don't want to eat cute little cows and things that can smile at me. Although the oyster can smile, he opens his thing. That's them smiling. I'm a criminal. So I think that's it. We'll make the blood test video next. Go through all my blood test results that are so favorable. My cholesterol certainly didn't rise. Nope, not at all. It's perfectly safe levels. So we're done. Thank you so much for watching.
All right, so from an ethical standpoint, I think most normal people would prefer to be plant-based, right? Like, when you see a cute cow or something, or a chicken even, like, you don't want to kill it and eat it. Like, unless you're kind of deranged, you're not like some sicko, you want to like torture some animal and eat its flesh. But from a health standpoint, it's not practical. So like, I'm not ripping on him for like trying to go back to being vegan, especially after he was vegan for so long. I understand that. I just think it's the wrong move. I think the correct move in his case would be to reduce his eating frequency to once a day or once every 2 days, and to eat raw meat and drink raw eggs, and just overall just reduce the amount of food that he's eating.
The video today. Consider giving it a thumbs up if you liked. Thumbs down. If you eat bowling balls, just to brag, like passing a good 10-pounder.
All right, so I already gave like my summary. I want to say one more thing about this guy before I end the video, which is that and this has nothing to do with the actual video, and I should have said this in the beginning, but I recorded that last video and it didn't actually record, and it kind of like threw me through a loop. Anyway, back in almost a year ago when I was living in New York, I watched one of his videos. I don't remember how I found it, but I found one of his videos, and I was like, whoa, this guy's really cool. Because at the time, I was kind of considering starting making videos again. But I felt very self-conscious of making videos because don't act like your typical fake excited YouTuber, I guess is the best way that I can put it. And I felt kind of insecure about that because I was like, who's going to watch my videos if I don't act like that? Like I saw that as a necessary evil to, you know, making it on YouTube or having anybody be interested in anything you have to say at all. So when I saw his channel, I was like, oh man, this guy's like super weird, super goofy, and he's totally owning it. And at the time he had like 80,000 subs and subscribed, kept watching his videos just because I like his personality, and it's kind of related to health. And now he's got, what is he at, like 140 at the time of this recording. So I don't want to say I look up to him, but I kind of do. He's kind of like, I don't want to say he's my role model, but I definitely used him as inspiration to start making videos again, because he kind of showed me that it's possible to succeed as a YouTuber, even if you're not a fake excited YouTuber. Okay, so like overall, is this a reason to not go carnivore? I don't know, man. You know, like do whatever you want. You want to be carnivore, you want to be vegan, you want to eat less meat, you want to eat more vegetables. Find what works for you. However, you know, your body's not that much different than everybody else's body. And okay, his is, because he's got that mesh inside, which is, I'm sure, fucking him up in all kinds of ways. But again, like I said, limit your eating frequency, do some kind of aerobic activity as well as anaerobic, and eat raw, natural foods, like mainly meat and eggs. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching my video. Let me know if you guys have any other YouTubers or videos that you want me to take a look at. Peace.